Welcome back to another amazing episode of Beer Full of Hat Podcast. I'm your one sexy host, Victor, with always the other sexy part of this podcast is...
Oh, it's me, Walker, a couple of sexy boys bringing another amazing, juicy, content-filled episode today, yeah.
But before we get into the meat and potatoes, as some other podcast I listen to, you would say, from Ohio.
Yeah.
Walker, I was talking about this like maybe 5 minutes ago.
You got something fancy on the way.
I have something
teasing me with it here, right?
I got something fancy on the way here, and I shouldn't have got it, but I got it regardless because it's gonna be fun as fuck.
I was gonna say I made a few guesses. It's not Magic because there was a bunch of new Spider-Man decks coming out.
That's
and
coming
you
out in
said no.
September.
Oh, okay, so that's a while away.
Yeah, it's a while away.
And is it? It won't be Last of Us related because you got pretty much all the merch you wanted from that recently. I don't know.
Let's just say this game, okay?
Oh, it's a video game. Okay.
No, it's not a video game. It's a starter set.
Okay.
And it's like Warhammer.
Oh.
But a lot cheaper.
Okay. I know there's a lot of different variants out there that are kind of like Warhammer. Is it the Star Wars Warhammer? Nope. I know that's a thing. Okay.
So this is a 2-player starter kit.
Okay.
To dip my toes in.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe...
Wait. Okay, so it's like Warhammer. You have Tyranids, but you never play.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay, I'm curious.
But I already have a book on it.
Is it? It's a game. I know you have the Fallout D&D book.
That's not the Fallout D&D book.
No?
That's the Fallout Warhammer book.
Wait, what?
I have Wastelanders coming in.
Oh, okay. Goddamn.
This is like Warhammer, but cheaper.
Okay, hell yeah.
Because if you take a look, you can get...
so yeah, it comes with minis, I imagine some
minis
rules.
And editions.
Mm-hmm.
Look how you can get 2 minis for $32.
That's not bad.
1 mini for Warhammer is like $400.
That's a little inaccurate. Some of my more expensive models have been just under $200, but...
Well, look. But like it's not as expensive, but expensive.
Yeah.
If you get really into it, yeah.
It's still cool though. You said it's like Warhammer in the sense that you're moving your dudes around, they're shooting, you have different like model stats. Yeah. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so I bought that.
Very cool.
Because I've been eyeballing for the last like 3 years. So yeah, that's coming in the mail.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, once you get it all set up, I'd be happy to run a game with you.
Oh, and another thing, I got an email today from Visiprint.
Oh, yes.
That our merch is on the way.
Hell yeah.
It's been shipped.
Merch drop number 2.
Yep. With 3 shirts and a hat.
Mm-hmm. It's the Walker edition of the hat. It's
Walker edition.
Mr. Space Lizard.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Reptilian Spaceman.
Hell yeah.
With 3 shirts, what I'll do is I'll wear my shirt that I bought first, and I'll get you to wear the shirt that I got you, and we'll take a picture together and put on the Instagram's Facebook and Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Or X, if you call it.
We got to pose with our merch on. Show we're dedicated. Because goddamn, it's been over a year. We're almost year 2 now, right?
Yeah, I think we're year 2 because I had the information on my fucking stupid shit.
It was like January 1st of last year is kind of when I started dedicated
why the fuck
co-host.
Why am I doing? I can just look on the fucking app for the episodes.
Yeah, but we've been in for a while.
I gotta say we've been in this for a year or like at least
a year at the minimum because I feel like our anniversary was early February.
So the first episode of the podcast was May 13th, 2023.
God damn.
So
we're almost 2 years
almost ago.
2 years running. There we go.
So I'm gonna say that you basically jumped in.
I started helping around in the fall of 2023. Yeah, more consistently, and then January of 2024 is when I officially became a co-host.
Yeah. It's been a minute. Mm-hmm. It's been a fucking minute.
Oh, how time flies.
Yeah, and especially time flies when you're having fun.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's almost, but it's funny. Been doing this podcast for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even do damaged goods for a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we almost got to a year, and that's it.
No, sometimes you just get to a certain point with it, right? Yeah.
But
hey, we've been making it work, though.
We've been making it work. We've been working around our schedules. And like we're not making this like the main thing that we have to focus on. And if we don't feel like doing it, we don't fucking do it.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking.
It's the beauty of it.
It's the beauty of having a hobby. You don't need to do it all the time, but it's nice to do it every once in a while.
It's like me with my Warhammer minis. I have most of them built. I have almost none of them painted.
Oh, I have none painted. They're just painted gray from the factory.
Yeah. Pretty sure they're also sitting at Damon's at this point.
Yeah, I just left them at Damon's with my tape measure. I was like, you know what? If I ever end up going to Warhammer, which I got told by the wife that sometimes it'd be okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Warhammer Sundays. That's what we
speaking
play.
Of which, a buddy of mine from my job is talking about having Magic the Gathering at the bowling alley.
Oh, like a big tournament sort of deal?
No, just to go there and fucking play.
Okay. Is it kind of like a bar where you can go in and...
Yep.
Okay, so they
have alcohol.
Okay, I haven't been to the bowling alley in a while. Like, I know it's changed owners a few times in the past some odd years. But, like, if there's just open, like, tables, you go, you drink whatever, you don't have to pay, like, as long as you're paying for, like, your food and drinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, they have majority drinks there, but, like, if you want to order pizza, order pizza.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and he wants to do it in the back, but for you to go into the back, you see the bowling area, but then you see the VRs.
Oh,
They have multiple things there now.
Because I know they used to have an arcade, but when Vikings Vase did their fucking family event thing they apparently were using the VRs. I remember Hogger telling me that. Yeah.
I got busy that day and I didn't end up going, which was like, fuck.
It was like midday on a Saturday. It was... Yeah.
But yeah, that's his idea. He wants to do that. He wants to have maybe tournaments here and there.
You know what? I'd be for it. Fuck, if it's in the middle of... If it's a weeknight or like even just casual on
He wants
weekends.
To do Sundays. Sunday nights.
Sunday nights. Okay, Sunday nights is doable for me.
I'm gonna say like if it's between like 6 to 9, it's like the perfect time to do that shit.
Well, hell yeah! Tell them you got at least one interested member too. Well, there you go. Hell yeah!
Talk to David. I saw David at the grocery store today.
Nice.
And I had to take a second look because he shaved his head.
He shaved his head again? Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah. But. Go on to the episode now.
Hell yeah.
Before that, we are going to...
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
Nice cold brew after a long work week. Welcome to Canada.
I can't say much. I had a beer this morning. The morning is my night.
I did also have a beer with dinner. This is number 2. It's still nice to crack open.
It's okay. It's my number 2 too.
There we go.
But today... I suggested this episode because it's fun to do, and I've been actually making a couple of theories about Paw Patrol.
Very good.
So today we are focusing on the dark theories of cartoons.
The underbellies, the what's going on behind the scenes, or what is the cartoon secretly trying to tell you?
And or the truth behind the cartoon. So I have like a website up. I have a couple cartoons on. I did stop on Pokemon, so
okay.
I'm gonna do Pokemon. So just so you know, I'm doing that one.
Okay, I've got a little bit theorized on Pokemon, so like I'm definitely happy to talk about that.
So, but what I've been theorizing about Paw Patrol is that this is my own theory.
Okay, yeah.
So if someone's out there that has a Reddit page wants to do this for me, and just make sure you say copyright from Beerful Hat Podcast. Ryder has all his stuffed animal dogs, and he has Chase as his main dog.
Yeah,
because it was him and his parents with Chase was in a tragic accident.
Oh my goodness! So like he lost his parents, sort of deal,
and his dog.
And his dog.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And the stuffed animals were like coping mechanisms?
Coping mechanism. Oh. So you know how he goes around the town saving everybody? Everybody is feeding into his delusion because everybody thinks it'll make him feel better.
He's like the foster kid that everybody in town like kind of mutually takes care of, and it's
He's like basically Batman.
Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah.
Okay, but Mayor Humdinger is his uncle trying to snap him out of it.
Oh,
that's why he's always trying to mess things up.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, because Mayor Humdinger he's a lot more egotistical, and he goes against the whole Paw Patrol theme, right? He's not the villain per se, but he's like the villain.
That's why the Paw Patrol are the only animals in the show that talk.
True, yeah.
Mayor Humdinger's cats do not.
And you know what? It kind of falls in with, like, I definitely had stuffed animals as a kid, and I would play games with them, and the animals would talk. They would interact, whatever. And
imagination.
Yeah. It's an interactable thing where, like, most kids, it's like, okay, if they're playing with their toys, they're using the world around them. And, like, I lived on a farm. I would play outside with my stuffed animals. It's probably the same thing for this kid, right? Especially if he's living through the trauma of losing someone. He wants to feel like he's helping people because he doesn't know what to do otherwise, right?
Yeah, because I want to elaborate more on my theory is that the reason why Chase, his first dog, died because it was helping trying to get his parents.
So he sees the whole motivation of dogs being helpers because it tried to save his parents. Okay, I see that.
Because when a tragic accident happens, you get police officers, you get firefighters, you get paramedics, you
get wrecking crews or like construction workers to kind of clear wreckage.
So you got Chase, police officer, Marshall, firefighter. You have...
Isn't Wrecker just the construction worker dog?
Rubble.
Rubble's
a construction worker dog. Rocky is the recycle guy.
Okay.
So picking up scrap steel. Sky, emergency helicopter.
Evacuating the parents. Yeah.
Zuma is the water dog, so the parents could have fallen over into water. So he had every search and rescue there.
Yeah,
he's absorbing all this stuff to try to cope with this drama.
Because like a lot of people deal with PTSD differently. Kids especially, they essentially block it out, or reframe it a lot of the time. So it's something a lot easier to take in, because for a lot of people with PTSD, the truth is it's traumatic. It brings back horrible memories. It often, a lot of the time with PTSD victims, they'll essentially go into a state of deliberate amnesia where they try and forget it, or they'll live with some sort of coping mechanism convincing themselves it's real.
Why do you think everybody in Adventure Bay is always mad at Mayor Humdinger?
He's the one trying to keep Ryder like in line, or understanding that the world is...
I think he's
the world.
Like, in my theory, Mayor Humdinger is his actual uncle, trying to snap him out of it and try to actually cope with the tragedy.
Well, and it makes sense too, because Ryder doesn't have any parents in the series. He doesn't have any real caregiver, even though he's a child, right?
He lives in a light tower, which could be a tree house.
I was gonna say, that kind of sounds like a government building almost, or like you said, it's a tree house in the backyard of the president's or the Mayor Humdinger's house, right?
Because where Mayor Humdinger lives is Foggy Bottom.
Okay, so it's like a slight at Mayor Humdinger.
Yeah,
and you kind of got to laugh at the name too. Like Humdinger, it kind of sounds like it sounds like a word that someone would use for like a bore or like a buzzkill.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh, Uncle's trying to ruin my fun again. What a humdinger.
That's just something I thought of.
You know what? No, it makes a lot of sense. I could definitely see it. Mind you, I don't watch a lot of Paw Patrol, but
you can tell when you're always over here, it's always on.
Oh yeah. It's most kids' favorites these days. I know Haven watched it a lot. I know Cole's kid watched it a lot. It is a very popular kid show these days. It is
a really good show when you sit there and watch.
I gotta say, the animation is like crazy good now too. What the hell?
once they did the movie, the animation got better.
They started getting the funding, or the actual audience to just like, okay, let's dump money into this.
Because it was brought to a bigger like more companies, right?
Yeah.
Because like Nickelodeon picked it up as well.
Oh, okay.
So like after that show, like after you made the movie, like you watch the TV show afterwards, you can see like the strands of hair on the dogs.
Oh, okay. So there's multiple streaming networks, and like the amount of merch they put out for that show too is insane. Yeah,
man. Tori legit kept all her Paw Patrol shit, like her stuffies, because of Ollie.
Yeah. Wait, so Paw Patrol was around even when Tori was younger?
Yep.
Okay, I thought Paw Patrol was a thing that's like started out in 2020 almost.
No, it's been around for quite a while.
Huh. All right. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my theory about Paw Patrol. That's my theory.
Okay.
Because I thought about it, and like I was talking to Vicky about it, because like, I have this really weird theory that I just thought about the Paw Patrol show. She's like, what's that? And I explained it to her. She's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my other theory is that he's just a kid version of Batman that like everybody knows his identity is.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Obviously, it's a kid show. Maybe you shouldn't look into it too much, but at the same time, the connections are there.
Yeah. When there's smoke, there's fire. But when you smoke, always yelp for help. So Walker, what was your first theory that you looked up?
Okay, I didn't really look up a lot of theories. I just kind of did some of my own theory crafting. I was just like, okay, I was thinking about a few different...
I love theory crafting because it can be anything.
Yeah, I was thinking about a few different like kids shows that I like. So the three I'm going to talk about are Pokemon, Scooby-Doo, and SpongeBob. SpongeBob, I got... This one isn't my own. It's one that I saw online and kind of like thought about. And was
so like, I did that stupid pilot thing on the laptop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
About here, let's do it while we are on the podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So on this laptop, let's see.
We've got Super AI now.
Super AI. So
brainstorm.
Help
me come up with ideas for
dark cartoon theories.
Like most college and university students, we can just make the computer do our work for us if we need to.
Oh shit. There's a lot of shit.
Yep.
Like Peter Pan and SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
This is more explaining. This is more like
it's more like underlying theologies in cartoons. Yeah.
So here, first draft. Dark cartoon theories.
EO. Yeah, there you go. Pick a show or character. It really wants more prompts. Which is fair. Yeah. Okay.
But basically, when I did it first time, because I wanted to see what would come up with, SpongeBob was the very first one.
There's so much behind it, and like it makes sense. So I'm gonna dive into my Pokemon
right here.
Okay, yeah.
Right here, SpongeBob.
Something with SpongeBob. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Oh yeah.
You know what? We're leaving the audience in suspense. Can you read that out, Walker?
Yeah, okay, here we are. So let's give it a whirl. Do you have a specific cartoon in mind? If not, I could suggest something like SpongeBob SquarePants. So from the mind of this AI, it's saying, imagine this. Bikini Bottom is a post-apocalyptic society where the characters are mutations caused by underwater nuclear testing. The Krabby Patty formula, it's not just a trade secret. It's a survival mechanism keeping the residents' mutations at bay. How does that sound? So it's definitely an interesting theory. It's not exactly what I would have gone with for SpongeBob. And you know what? Because we're on SpongeBob, I might as well talk about my theory with it. Firstly, it mentions the Krabby Patty formula. I want to say the Krabby Patty secret formula ingredient, they make fun of it. They constantly try and find it. I believe it's crab meat. And that's why Mr. Krabs keeps it hidden. I feel like it was revealed in one episode so long ago, but it's crab meat.
You know why it is?
Why?
What's the Krusty Krab made of?
It's a lobster trap.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how the chum bucket is like nobody wants to use the chum bucket because plankton is the only one that realistically feeds on chum or algae.
Yep.
Yeah. Dang. All right. So, boom, already two big SpongeBob theories there. Another one, it talks about like Bikini Bottom being a post-apocalyptic. it's not really, but it is a bit of a dump site because a lot of the houses are disposed of mufflers. A lot of the city of Bikini Bottom is scrap metal. So Bikini Bottom very well could just be a dump site where fish live. You see that with a lot of different coral reefs and stuff, where fish and like native organisms will begin making garbage their habitat, or they'll start trying to integrate with it, even though it's harmful to their society.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's like watching birds like outside the house, and they will like since the in-laws dog shed, they will pick up the fur and make it a birdhouse.
Oh, there you go. Interesting.
Yeah.
Animals just naturally survive in their environment. So Bikini Bottom is a city built on human garbage, essentially. And then, okay, my third overlying theory was SpongeBob SquarePants, and this isn't my original theory. It's one that I kind of thought on a little more, but from what I saw, it's that the characters in the show are supposed to represent different mental disorders or disabilities. So SpongeBob, he's very energetic, very outgoing, he lacks a lot of focus, we'll say, and he's supposed to represent someone with attention deficit disorder or hyperactive disorder, like ADHD. So he's constantly going, he's constantly excited, jumping from thing to thing, and for the most part, he's happy and kind of naive to the world in a childish manner, but it's a type of it's very similar to ADD or ADHD, right? Patrick Star, he's supposed to represent Down syndrome. He's a lot slower. He's a lot less self-sufficient and kind of more. He has some of the less, we'll say, attractive attributes of Down syndrome people, where he's a little more chubby. He's a little more just outright slow and kind of with a long face, right?
Patrick's such a good character, though.
Patrick is a great character. He's the funny dumb guy, and like that's why it's hard to say he's got Down syndrome or like he represents Down syndrome, but that is like the closest association there. Squidward represents depression or like mood disorders, where he's
come on, guys, get out of here.
Well, he's not satisfied with anything. No matter what he tries to do with his hobbies, he can't necessarily get a break. He doesn't enjoy the fact that other people are happy, and he spends a lot of his time alone.
But when he ends up getting that one satisfaction of happiness, SpongeBob and Patrick always have to fucking ruin it.
And even though he has depression and he has people like SpongeBob and Patrick in his life trying to make him happy or interact with him, he doesn't necessarily see the reaching out, and that's another big problem with depression. You don't really want to reach out. You kind of feel isolated and want to maintain isolation.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a weird one. Mr. Krabs represents a bit of greed and more like I guess it also kind of goes on the fact of it's mental disorders, but it also talks about the 7 deadly sins, where SpongeBob is more prideful. He's much more happy, much more self-fulfilled. Patrick is related to sloth, so just being slow, being very like unintuitive, very out of it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Mr. Krabs represents greed, so his whole character is greed. I don't really have to explain that one too much. Yeah. Sandy represents wrath, where most of the time she's okay, but then her mammalian instincts can kick in and she's much stronger. She's more good at karate. And then there's also the whole hibernation aspect. Like, I think they bring it up in a few episodes where she buffs out and becomes Buff Sandy or some stupid shit like that.
There's an episode where Sandy tells SpongeBob, don't come to my place during this time because I'll be hibernating. Yeah. And she's like fucking... She's big, jacked, just like fat and shit, and she's like not Sandy at all. She and SpongeBob and Patrick get fucking tossed around.
And relating her to a mental disorder, she's like Asperger's or some sort of high functioning autism, where she has hyperfixations or hyperfocus, where she is very smart and very intuitive, but she's also very socially distant from a lot of other people. Yeah. Or very different from her surroundings, essentially.
Well, that clearly shows she's a fucking squirrel in the bottom of the ocean.
Right? There's a clear separation there. So I feel like SpongeBob is supposed to represent the whole idea of different niche peoples or even a lot of niche disorders in a working society.
Yeah. I did not hear that theory yet.
Yeah.
I've known the theory that like it's nuclear site.
Okay,
where,
yeah.
like everything's like that's why like the fish talk and walk around. They rather walk than swim.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
And they have their own versions of technology even below the sea. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And they're able to have a burger under the sea too, which is weird.
And that's why they also have a tar sand beach essentially underwater.
And have water underwater.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid. Cartoons, I tell you. Oh yeah, so.
Alrighty, yeah, let's hear your next theory.
My theory is from the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
The Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I've heard this theory before. Is that, of course, like when you watch the Flintstones, they make it seem like it's back when there was no power, no nothing. It's just the Stone Age with dinosaurs.
Yeah, everything's reliant on dinosaurs or what you can do as a human being.
And then when you watch the Jetsons, you see no land.
Hello there, I am Victor from the Beer Floor Hat Podcast. Are you having troubles of picking out gifts that you want something to mean something? But I have a thing for you. I partner up with somebody at work, and his website and Instagram page is called It's Right Here. He does vinyl design, wood jewelry, which is pretty cool, and keepsakes. Keepsakes like Christmas stuff, stocking stuffers, birthday things, whatever you think. He's done a few things for me, and they are amazing. You guys need to go check him out. I'll send a description below. But let him know that the Beer Floor Hat Podcast sent you there. So in other words, let him know to stay frosty.
They're up in the sky.
Oh, true, yeah.
They fly around.
Because there's never at any point where they're walking on the ground. It's a lot of like artificial buildings that are floating and stuff. Okay.
So like it's based in the future. Nope.
Okay.
The Flintstones and the Jetsons are set in the same universe at the exact same time.
Yeah. You know what? I could see it. They're both from the same creator, Hanna-Barbera, right? Yeah. Okay.
Because the theory is that the Flintstones are like their civilization is the poor people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Where they're the ones creating and doing everything.
They're low class.
Yeah.
And the Jetsons and everybody up there is the high class.
It's kind of like the Alita Battle Angel films where you have the like risen cities, which are like they're the ones where all the rich people. That's where all the high tech stuff is.
It's like
and
Astro
down
Boy.
Below. Oh, okay. Yeah. Exact same thing. Yeah.
Basically Astro Boy.
All right. Very cool. I can see that happening. My only... I didn't watch a lot of the Flintstones or the Jetsons. Obviously, I'm a 1999 baby. I'm barely a 90s kid. Yeah, but from what I know from the...
You're still waiting for your card to come in.
Yeah. It's been almost 20 years. I don't know where it's at. But in the Jetsons, the opening sequence, or like the opening theme song, where she takes the money and she's dropped out of the ship, isn't that kind of... You assume she's dropping down to like a shopping mall or something. I always assume she's dropping down to the ground, but like you still never see it. You just see her.
Yeah, you just see her drop. Like, and that's the one thing I never got with that theme, like that intro, because like you see her drop and that's it.
Yeah.
Because like he pulls out the money for her, but she takes his wallet and drops.
I remember the Robot Chicken bit for that. That was
so like I would just assume that like every time she drops, he just makes a new clone of his wife.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you took the wallet again, bitch. Enjoy the ground?
You do this every time we do this. Why?
That's why he takes the money out. Just gives her an empty wallet.
Basically, yeah, because he knows what's going to happen. Like, it's funny because you see how, like, the high-tech Jetsons are, and then you see, well, I was going to say the Simpsons, but the Flintstones, how, like, they're actually using dinosaurs and...
And it's still an industrial society. They're still making stuff. They're still doing things. And they have an understanding of what cars are and what a work schedule is. Yeah. So, like, there's obviously some other influence in their reality.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I don't know if it's a true theory, but I've heard that theory. That it's based in the same universe, the same timeline, but they don't correlate with each other because it's low class versus high class.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Because... the Jetsons are all office workers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Flintstones.
It's all service industry. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you're onto something there.
So maybe like the Jetsons are.
It's like conservative versus like liberal lifestyles, where liberals are a lot more for desk jobs or science work, whereas like people who are considered
science work,
or like people who are more considered more conservative are like, oh no, they're much more oriented to family values. The wife stays at home; they're more religious, and the men are trades workers.
We need to work with our hands. We need to provide for the family. We can't. I'm not going to be stuck in a fucking office. Fuck that shit.
Which realistically, like both lifestyles aren't wrong in a sense, but you can't have one without the other.
That's the thing.
Which makes it interesting that it is a theory of duality, where there's the higher society, like in big quotations here, above the low society.
Because like I always thought, like in the episodes of The Simpsons, where the Flintstones, where like the Fred Flintstone's boss, like, I got told by the big boss, we gotta hurry the fuck up. You never see the big boss.
Yeah.
You never see the big bosses.
That makes sense. They're the ones commanding the dinosaurs from above. And maybe because the dinosaurs are so cooperative with the people, they're kind of essentially the machines, or they're being influenced, or they have some like technology in them allowing them to communicate or work with humans, right?
I didn't know that one.
There's a degree of control from up top. Yeah.
So that's my Jetsons and the
Flintstones. Very cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I love the Flintstones. It was fucking such a great show and great movies.
Yeah.
Great movies.
I've got a little mini theory. Since you said The Simpsons, obviously, like everybody in the show that is characteristically white has yellow skin, and there's been a lot of people talk about it, or like even Fox Network talked about how, oh no, like it was supposed to be so like when you're flipping through channels, you see the people with the yellow skin and they stand out. It's like, oh, this is The Simpsons. This is something I want to watch.
Which is true. Like,
yeah.
When you see The Simpsons, you're to sit there and watch for a bit.
Like it's The Simpsons, but in the episode where Family Guy like interacts with the Simpsons, it basically canonically says, no, everybody outside of Springfield has like normal skin tones or whatever. My theory is that like obviously throughout the series it's not hidden at all that Mr. Burns is sketchy with his waste disposal and the fact that there's a huge nuclear site right in the center of town essentially.
Yeah.
The theory is that everybody's skin is turned yellow except for foreigners like Apu who came to town later, because they're essentially experiencing regular radiation poisoning. You're familiar with like actual regular uranium poisoning in real life.
That actually does hit, because like if you think about it, everybody that works at a nuclear power plant, it's all yellow. Even Mr. Burns.
And like he's much more decrepit, and like the people who work in the power plant have a lot more severe depression. Basically every single one of them is a drinker.
That would explains Mr. Smithers. That would explains him a lot, because in the first season, Smithers is black.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that at all.
Mr. Smithers is black.
Huh. And then he definitely goes full yellow like a few seasons in. Like, damn.
Because like I bought the first season on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because like we had nowhere to watch it.
Yeah.
And so you know what? I'll just buy it because it was on sale.
Yeah, fucking why not?
And yeah, Smithers is black.
Huh.
Smithers is black for a couple like episodes, or at least a season.
And he was like probably like a high society sort of dude, came from a different town to serve a billionaire, and boom, just immediately transformed over.
Even though there's the theory that Smithers is gay, and they have proved that he is gay.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
He's so gay. He's so gay for Mr. Burns.
You don't become someone's bitch for life without being a little bit gay for
them. Yeah. And especially like a man that has a whole room dedicated to Malibu Stacy.
Yeah.
Come on.
A little sketch.
Not sketchy. It's
like gay guys praising Rihanna. It's like, okay, we get it. She's an icon, but get over it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But what was your other theory?
Okay, so I had Scooby-Doo, Pokemon, and another one was Totally Spies, but that's a lot less of a theory. It's a YouTube video that I watched that was very fun.
Yeah.
I'll go Scooby-Doo next here.
Scooby-Doo.
So, it's not really an overarching theory, but it has to do with Shaggy. So obviously...
What?
Yes.
Ooh,
Shaggy and Scooby here. Yeah.
I'm all in.
So in every iteration of the series, for the most part, Shaggy is the only one who understands Scooby. He's the only one who can physically talk to Scooby, listens to Scooby, and talks back. Everybody else sees Scooby. Everybody else hears Scooby, but they don't understand.
Interact with.
Yeah, they don't interact with him on the level that Shaggy does, where it's like, oh, I hear what the dog is saying. Like
Shaggy's like stoned half the time though. So.
And that's it. So that's where the theory is. Obviously, it's no theory. It's kind of just a reality at this point that Shaggy is a stoner. That's his character. He's very much a hippie in the group.
Thanks, guys.
And one other fun thing is cannabis dog treats. They've been legal, especially in the States, for years, and they were legal even back when Scooby was first started airing. So the theory that, extending on the overarching theory, is that he's been microdosing cannabis or weed on top of smoking it behind the scenes or whatever through his Scooby snacks with Scooby.
Oh my god.
And that's why they have constant munchies. They constantly want to eat, but it's also why they're skinny as all hell.
Yeah. Fuck.
And that's why they both see it as a treat, because they're both getting a little bit of a high out of it.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker part of the theory. So I won't go too sciencey here, but a largely associated thing with marijuana usage is it can induce schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is more of a mental disease where you start hearing things, or you start noticing patterns, or you start believing that you're seeing things that aren't really there. It's not necessarily like, oh, I hear dead people, I see fucking ghosts. It's I'm seeing patterns, I'm seeing things that I shouldn't, and it's like heightened paranoia essentially. Yeah. And you don't get schizophrenia from smoking it 1 or 2 times, and you might never get schizophrenia when you're smoking weed. But when it comes to weed smoking, if you're a long-term user, by long-term I mean like a year at the very least, in real-life patients, real-life people, it induces schizophrenia that might have lain dormant otherwise. So Shaggy is probably schizophrenically talking to Scooby the entire time. He believes he's hearing Scooby. He believes he's understanding Scooby, or he's just recognizing speech patterns from a dog that the others just don't hear because he's constantly baked. It also shows why he's much more afraid, and why he and Scooby encounter the ghosts or the monsters first in every instance. They recognize the patterns and just happen to stumble across them more frequently than anyone else in the group.
That makes a lot of sense.
Even though like Velma is the one who's like intuitive, wants to find things out, Shaggy just has a natural delineation, same with Scooby, to uncover the clues or find stuff because they recognize or follow these patterns or these voices that they're schizophrenically experiencing.
And they stumble upon it by accident.
But almost all the time, consistently, and episode to episode, and basically every movie, like they're the ones who find shit.
Well, that's like in the Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy's talking to the chick on the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your name? Mary Jane. That's like my favorite name.
Yeah. It's like a dead fucking giveaway.
Like you can definitely tell, and plus it's from the 60s. So, like, what was part of the 60s?
Oh, the massive hippie era. Everyone was fucking smoking weed back then. Among other LSDs or hallucinogenics, but
like, fuck. Yeah, that's crazy. I always thought it was like I thought it was a big thing about Scooby and Shaggy, was more of the fact that it was because they always get in trouble with the law.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they're always getting told by the cops, okay, you guys gotta stop doing this. The theory that I saw is that they're all actually in a mental asylum.
Oh, okay. I think I have seen that one as well.
And they're in their group. Scooby's not there.
They're all imagining Scooby. It's like a group paranoia or a group dream. Okay.
And when I would have got away with it unless you're mentally kids. They're just at the fucking place just solving stupid shit, and like they're just like, you know what, let's just have fun. Yeah,
they're having childish like imagination type things,
and that's why they're always teenagers. They're always teenagers. They're not adults. They're always teenagers.
That's fair too. Yeah.
And like the people getting held away is like, a doctor getting pulled away from like security.
Yeah. Okay. That one's definitely interesting, but yeah, no, I can see it.
Fucking crazy.
That's why Fred never actually gets to hit Daphne.
Oh man, they fucking proved that in fucking Scooby-Doo versus in Supernatural. Fuck, that was fun. Have you ever seen that episode?
I think I definitely have. I don't remember it very well.
Oh, though. It's so funny because like Dean and Sam are in the fucking car and Fred pulls right up. Oh, first one to the mansion wins, and fucking he's like, okay, deal. And like he fucking steps on the gas and he stalls the car and the Mystery Machine just fucking flies.
Fred went full Chad mode. He's got to impress the gal.
And then because Dean's a huge fan of Scooby-Doo because he used to grow up on the road all the time with his dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, Sam's the Mystery Machine. And they go inside, they see the fucking gang, and the first thing he says, dibs on Daphne.
Of course. It's such a typical Dean move, yeah.
And they get to the mansion, and he goes up to Daphne. Hey, Daphne, I think we should shack up tonight to make sure like we're safe in numbers. Oh, come on, Dean. You know boys and girls don't sleep together. Come on, Velma, let's go.
Yeah.
And Fred comes up and legit cocks blocks them. Like, come on, fellas, let's go upstairs. It's a fucking funny episode.
Oh god, it embodies the cartoon so well. While also just getting classic Dean and Sam shenanigans. Like
everybody wanted that crossover.
Oh, they do so many fun like episodes in Supernatural. Like you gotta love when they do the fun shit. Like you gotta appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
because they also did they do a Batman crossover at one point?
No.
No. Okay, I know Scooby-Doo has done the Batman crossover on a few occasions. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo's done the Batman one. But I know, a little sidetracked here, but like when I was looking on Facebook of the reels and they were doing like Supernatural, so they were at actual some chick that was at an interview and they're talking about the pudding scene where Dean pulls down his pants and he puts up his hands as pudding because they're at like the hospital.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's pretending to be a mental patient or whatever. Yeah.
So they're like, how many times did it take you guys to do that scene? And Dean just turns up. 1. And they're like, oh, how? What do you mean? They're at a table reading, and it was actually Sam's line. And the guy who plays Sam's like, this is more of a Dean thing.
Yeah.
This is a Dean saying here.
Yeah, Sam's got balls, but he doesn't have the balls to just outright, fuck it.
And the guy who played Dean turned around and was like, yeah, I legit pulled down my pants with my underwear, threw up my hands, and said pudding.
Shocked everyone on set at the same time. Yeah, that would be the perfect take.
Yes.
I also gotta love that the demon who plays, not Lilith, maybe it was Lilith, but like one of the main demons in the series is just like Sam's actual wife. Yeah. Which, oh my god, the episode where they go and like they transport into reality as their actor versions of themselves. Oh, that shit was so funny.
I legit saw that video on Facebook about how Dean's in his chair getting the makeup taken off. Oh, I'm here to wipe off your makeup. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm wearing makeup. And like Castiel's the guy who plays him is like, oh, hey guys, this is me on the set of Supernatural. This is so amazing. Can't wait until we do more seasons. And they're like, yeah. Like it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I forget their names. I knew them so religiously at a certain
Jason
point.
Eccles.
Yeah, Jason Eccles. Mika something plays Cass.
I saw the video of Cass.
Yeah.
He's like, he sold his cyber car because Elon Musk is a Nazi now.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, yeah, I got a cheaper car. Yeah, it's a fucking diesel car. It's a diesel truck.
That's hilarious.
And like it's small and shit, but listen to this baby roar. Oh, it's fucking funny.
Yeah, they live like memes, and I fucking love it. Like actual proper memes, and not like Elon Musk is trying to be.
Oh yeah, and it's hilarious as fuck.
Okay, yeah, let's hear your next theory.
So my next theory is one that I kind of came across about Pokemon.
All right, yeah.
So, Ash is a clone of Red.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
Only because he stays 10 for fucking forever.
Yep.
And Pikachu had an owner before Ash.
True, because Pikachu was like a max level Pokemon all throughout the series, and that's why he knows Thunderbolt, which is a move you need to get when you have your Pikachu fully leveled up. You can't get it until level 50 or something. I've seen like theories talking about.
So the theory is that Red, which is Professor Oak's nephew, Red is actually Pikachu's owner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. There's because Professor Oak gives Pikachu to Ash, yes?
He gives it quotations, but doesn't give it. Oh, okay. I have no more Pokemon, but I have this one.
Yeah. Okay.
And you never see his dad.
Yeah.
Which, there's theories upon his dad. But then he turns around and says that his dad showed up in the last episode of the season where Ash came in, but he missed him by like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anything about his dad. Like, I think you only see his mom like a few select times in like all the different Pokemon episodes.
I got told that you see him. There's a hat and it says "Congratulations, son."
Interesting.
But throughout the series, Misty, Brock grow up.
Really?
Yep.
But Ash stays the exact same age.
Stays the exact same age.
Yeah, because Ash gets like new companions throughout the series. Like,
yep.
Because Brock and Misty move on because they were originally gym trainers, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now, building off of that theory a little bit, my theory with Pokemon is that Ash is in a coma, and Professor Oak is his main doctor.
I think I actually have that.
And that's why he interacts with his mom so much, and that's why he's there. But this fantasy version of Ash's life, where he's living in a Pokemon world, he's going with different therapists. So Misty and Brock are his first doctors. He never ages because he's permanently in a coma. He's at the age where he got knocked out. And Misty and Brock were his original doctors, his original caretakers, but they grew up and moved on. And there was more and more different caretakers throughout the show. Then Nurse Joy being a consistent nurse figure throughout the series as well.
That comatose Ash.
Okay. I'll finish going over my little theory, and you can read off that here. But because he's a kid, he's associating a lot of what would be conventional kid stuff in his imaginary world. Like a lot of the animals, a lot of Pokemon are based on real life animals. That could be him dreaming or like diluting his own versions of these animals. The fact that, and he was probably a very sporty and energetic kid, so he's associating baseball or like throwing things to catch them, or like net balls with Pokeballs. This is all essentially a dream world to him, and like evil Team Rocket are essentially research and development scientists coming in to regularly check on him and check his vitals, and not actual therapists like Misty and Brock would be.
Yeah, so here, apparently the reason why Ash is in a coma is because he was struck by lightning.
And that's why Pikachu is his main Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because he gets struck by lightning in the early episode. Team Rocket becomes less mysterious or menacing to a 10-year-old kid. Nurse Joy and Nurse Jenny.
They never age. They're very consistent. Yeah.
Very consistent. Seems to support the idea that his dream to become a Pokemon master may actually just be a dream after all.
Because, like, he never actually becomes a master. He gets badge after badge after badge. He's completing all these gym challenges.
The last episode he does. He becomes a gym master.
And maybe his dad putting...
a Pokemon trainer.
Oh, okay. And maybe that last episode where the dad's putting "Congratulations, son" on him is when he's waking up from his coma. His dad's giving him a gift like, "Son, you're alive. Son, you're here." And that's why you rarely see the parents at all. Damn, okay. Kind of like the Ash comatose theory.
That's actually a really good theory, but because like it kind of correlates with the theory with him being a clone.
Yeah,
because he doesn't age.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe like
maybe he played a lot of the Pokemon games, and that's why he's comatose. He's a direct recipient or a direct descendant of the Pokemon era.
Yeah.
Mm.
And maybe that's why Charizard is the only Pokemon that ever evolved.
Oh,
no,
true.
no, Butterfree actually evolved too.
A few different.
No, only Butterfree and
those are the only ones he evolved then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in the series, like Charmander evolves to Charmeleon and then Charizard, and then he legit basically tells like Ash tells him like, you know what, man, like I can't control you anymore. You can do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he comes back in fucking 3000.
Yeah.
In the movie where like Ash is like, bro, I need your help.
It also makes sense why Ash, out of everyone, has encountered basically every legendary Pokemon in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
How Lugia can talk to him.
Yeah. He's just built different. He's allowed to do whatever he wants in his dream world.
Yeah. Oh, look, a red ball. I can do anything I want.
Well, do you have any more cartoon theories you'd like to tackle here?
Oh, fuck. Oh, the Teletubbies.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, we do have the Teletubbies as our thumbnail. So what do you think about the Teletubbies?
This Teletubby is really not a theory.
Mm-hmm.
But the theory behind it is people say it's based on a true story.
Okay.
But no one knows for sure. That's why it's called a theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
The theory is that the Teletubbies idea was made from a insane asylum, from a story.
Oh, okay.
Because there's 4 Teletubbies.
Yep.
There's all the kids had the same names: Tinky Winky, Lala, Poe, and Daisy, I think.
Oh, okay.
All same names.
Mm-hmm.
All children.
Okay.
All abandoned by their parents.
Yep.
All orphans. Lived in an insane asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really shitty conditions.
Yeah, because they almost never leave their little area. It's like their hill, which is their house, and then like it's a small circular area with a berm around it, and they never leave the berm.
They never leave.
Yeah.
So the theory is that they made up this whole thing because they're just, no one was taking care of them. They were barely eating. But the thing is, they always got an hour of TV.
Yeah, and that's why they have the TVs, and they rely on their TVs like their messiah, their messengers.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
And the theory goes that the reason why the Teletubbies have the TV screen on their belly is because one of the children's actually cut out a square hole in their body to put a TV in there so it can be a TV forever.
Yikes. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're living in total isolation without care, especially as kids, you kind of do crazy shit.
I did say this is dark theory.
Yeah, that's pretty dark. God damn. Yeah. And then, they're only served pudding. It's their favorite meal and their only meal of the day.
Because it could be just applesauce.
Yeah.
And that's it. They only get applesauce. And
some sort of nutrient mix or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then, the only other character is the cleaner, and that's robotic. So that's why it's a robotic hose or whatever.
Oh, yeah. They could be taking that as, someone moving a fucking vacuum.
God damn. Yeah.
I like that one.
That's definitely a dark theory, that's for sure.
Or the other one that I have is the Smurfs.
Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh! I think I know I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let's hear it.
Ku Klux Klan members.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something else.
What? What were you thinking?
Oh, okay. I was thinking there were Smurfs were birthed out of the dead humans. So when people were to die in the forest, especially in the Europe or the Eastern countries, when a body decays, a lot of mushrooms will grow underneath it, and their blue flesh is supposed to represent blue rotting flesh of human beings. So these mushroom people that live in mushroom houses come from patches of dead people.
Shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's as dark as the fucking Teletubbies.
And that's why Smurfs have little colonies, or will always have mushroom houses like built together. They're magical beings. They're mushroom people that are birthed by the decay of humans.
So what the fuck is Gargamel's problem?
Gargamel just he thinks there's mushroom people out there. He's like, where are they fucking coming from?
Fuck, what is that word?
Investigator?
No. Grave taker?
Oh, like a grave digger, or like a cemetery person.
Yeah.
Mortician is someone who like does stuff with dead bodies.
Yeah, they follow the bodies.
Yeah.
But my theory is that the person who made the Smurfs wanted to make a TV show to promote white power.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
So, did you notice that every Smurf is all wearing white?
Yes.
Besides Papa Smurf.
Yeah, Papa Smurf's the only one who wears red, right? Yeah.
So who wears red suits, white suits, and have one person that wears red?
Yeah, because that'd be the Ku Klux Klan, right?
Yep.
And they all have the little white pointy hats.
Yep.
And it's the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan that has the red colors or like the red ribbons on them. Yeah, I could see that.
And
that's kind of wild.
Gargamel looks the way he does.
The big nose and more characteristically Jewish. Yeah. But in this case, he's the villain because in the Smurfs' eyes, Jews are the villain. Oh my god, I don't even want to say that, but yeah.
If we're talking about the theory.
Mm-hmm. Damn, yeah.
Because when the creator, I think, died, the cops ransacked his house and saw a whole bunch of hate speech, Nazi memorabilia, and like Ku Klux Klan stuff.
And it makes sense if the whole like Smurfs being a European legend of like mushrooms growing in the forest floor out of dead bodies. It kind of makes sense as a German tradition or a German folklore, right?
So, and that's why Gargamel looks the way he does, because he looks Jewish.
Yeah.
According to what they think, what basically racist people think Jewish people look like.
Yeah.
Like big noses, big eyebrows, like
very overly stereotyped, obviously, or like the partly balding head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, I can see that one. Goddamn.
Yeah.
So a lot of dark theories, a lot of maybe not so dark theories, but interesting like twists on children's shows. But a lot of children's shows are just like that. There's definitely some sort of underlying message where the creators are just playing around and having fun with it as much as they're making content for children.
But like I think they some people like to dive into it a lot. What they should. Like I'm gonna do a quick one, like Fairy Godparents.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cosmo and Wanda. They're both pills.
Oh,
Wanda is for to be focused.
Like Ritalin or something, right? Yeah. Cosmo is like an antidepressant then, right?
Yeah, Cosmo an antidepressant. He wants to go. He wants to be happy. He wants to do all the fun things.
Oh, I can see that. 100%.
Exactly.
Huh. God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of funny ones out there like that. And Totally Spies, my little theory for that was more based on, it's not a theory, but it's more the creators were making it to be fetish bait for male children. It was very geared towards young women in the sense that like the women in the show were very empowered, they were very strong, they were good at what they did, and they would actually change outfits every day. They're very stylish, live very normal lives, but at the same time, they were put into a lot of, we'll say, suggestive situations, to say the least.
Yeah, I think I've watched a couple of episodes of that show, and
it's definitely fetish bait at a certain point, and I think the YouTube video I watched on it was like a 20-minute synopsis of it, and like it covered it very well, and like it makes sense. It seems like it's rooting fetishes in the young children's mind, which is fucked up, but at the same time, it's like You gotta let the kids know what they like and don't like before they fuck around.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why like basically every guy in the 90s like thick gingers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It's just a ginger thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, Cole's got an obsession with gingers. Don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. But
fetish bait.
Yeah, basically. It was the 90s. It was a weird time.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed our dark theories. If you have some of your own dark cartoon theories or your own versions of children's cartoons that kind of make sense, send them to us at our email or at any one of our Instagram or Facebook,
Instagram,
X
Facebook,
handles.
X. So our
all at the Beerfoil Hat Podcast, one word, no caps.
Then for our email, it's beerfoilhatpodcast _17 at outlook.com.
Hell yeah!
I have that memorized now, which is fucking stupid. Like fuck me.
Yeah, you gotta memorize it. We gotta know it we gotta know it ourselves.
Oh, speaking of which, I hope you know our last episode. It's Lycan time.
Oh,
got 10 listens on it.
God damn, that's a good amount.
Yeah, it is a good amount,
especially in 1 week. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
We hope you guys are enjoying.
I really hope so, because like, fucking send in suggestions for episodes because it's really hard to come up with episodes.
Yeah, we're usually texting each other throughout the week, like, you want to do this idea? Oh, you want to do this idea? Like, we try and find stuff that works and is hopefully entertaining enough. Yeah.
But yes, if you guys, we were legit talking about it earlier, that we were going to do a live show on YouTube of just us with a couple buddies just getting completely hammered.
And then talking about lots of nerd shit. Probably a lot of nerd shit.
A lot of nerds. Just the Beerful Hat chat drunk.
Yes.
No, drunk chat. So, Beerful Hat drunk chat.
We'll probably give you more updates on that if we end up scheduling that with some of our friends. And that'll be something to look forward to if you guys are into it.
Yeah, if you guys are into it, if we do it, who fucking cares? It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on there forever.
Hell yeah.
So, in other words, Walker, for the dark theory of cartoons, was the one thing that we always like to say.
Well, you gotta stay safe, firstly, and stay frosty. Staring down, the cat's the biggest pussy in town.